stage.
All right, good morning again. That was a quick 5 minutes. It's actually 9:32, and we've got our closed captioning working. It's my pleasure to call this meeting of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality to order. Today is Wednesday, October 11th, 2023. As I stated, the time is 9:32. With us today are Commissioners Emily Lindley and Bobby Janeka, as well as our General Counsel, Mary Smith, and I am John Neerman. For those who are making presentations today, I'll ask you to please wait to begin your presentation until our General Counsel or I have asked you to begin speaking. On items where argument or discussion is allowed, we will inform speakers of their time limits. Registration has now closed, but if you'd like to address the Commission on a particular item, please email agenda@tcq.texas.gov with your name, your affiliation, and the item that you'd like to speak to, and we will do our best to accommodate that request. Before we get started, I want to offer Commissioner Lindley an opportunity to say a few words, and I might pile on.
Yeah, thanks. We always like to recognize staff, usually at their significant benchmark as far as state service, but I want to take a minute to recognize our soon-to-be old IGR director, Farrell. Today is her last day at the agency. 10 years, isn't that right? It's 10 years. So not as long as a lot of people probably in the room, but a very full 10 years and a very commendable 10 years at this agency and the service she provided us. So I just wanted to say thank you. You know, we could spend a whole lot of time probably thanking her for just this past session and the work she did and work we probably don't know about and never will, but doing so much work along with the Sunset team, and I know there's some of them here today, to get us through Sunset was just incredible. So thank you, Farrell. We're going to miss you, but good luck on your next adventure.
So I'd like to add a few words. Anybody who's worked with Farrell knows that she's really good at what she does, but she's also just a joy to work with. And she has been so helpful in steering me around pitfalls. And the pitfalls that I was not able to steer around, she crawled through them with me. So yeah, my gratitude, Farrell. Don't be a stranger.
I'm still so conflicted. I'm excited and happy for you, and still processing how I've taken for granted the amazing colleague and resource you were to us as an agency. Of the entire time I've been at this agency, I've enjoyed having you, your expertise emanating out from that part of our agency where so often we're apt to go chasing after technical issues in an unhelpful way in how it comes across and showing our work to the folks downtown. So we will really miss you on that count, but look forward to seeing you continue your career.
Thank you, colleagues. And with that, I'd like to thank everybody for being present today. And Ms. Smith, I'll ask you to please call the first item.
Item number 1 is the consideration of the ALJ's proposal for decision and proposed order concerning the application of Damian Valencia for a wastewater collection 1 license. Presentations will begin with the applicant, followed by the ED and then OPIC. The parties will have 5 minutes of oral argument time each. The applicant may save time for rebuttal as he bears the burden of proof on the license application. I do understand that the applicant told the chief clerk's office that he would not be here. He hasn't registered either online or in person.
Okay, just belt and suspenders. I'll ask if Mr. Valencia is here or online. We don't think so. All right. Let's go next to the executive director's office.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners, General Counsel, and Public Interest Counsel. My name is Alicia Ramirez, and with me is Ms. Haya Zeman, P.E., Deputy Director of the Occupational Licensing and Registration Division. We represent the Executive Director in this matter. The ED agrees with the Administrative Law Judge's proposal for decision and proposed order and recommends that the Commission adopt them. We are available for any questions.
Thank you. I don't have any. Colleagues, any questions? Okay. Ms. Mehta, good morning.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners, General Counsel, and the Executive Director's attorney and staff. For the record, I'm Pranjal Mehta for the Office of Public Interest Counsel. OPIC supports the Administrative Law Judge's proposal for decision and agrees with the ALJ's recommendation to uphold the denial of Mr. Valencia's application for a wastewater collection 1 license. Mr. Valencia is subject to license denial due to his act of copying the licensing exam questions. As stated by OPIC in its closing brief, licensing exams play a crucial role in safeguarding public health and environmental protection, making them highly significant. Therefore, it is essential to safeguard the confidentiality of exam content and hold accountable those who breach this trust. Therefore, OPIC agrees with the ALJ that the Commission should uphold denial of Mr. Valencia's application pursuant to 30 Texas Administrative Code sections 30.20 H3 and 30.20 M for violating the Commission rules on licensing examinations. OPIC recommends that the Commission adopt the ALJ's proposal for decision. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Mehta. I have no questions. Colleagues, I'd just like to say I don't see a basis to change this order. First and foremost, we need to protect the integrity of this test, and I want to thank the test proctor for maintaining really good control of the exam. This rule is important to protect integrity. I don't think the ALJ went so far as to find that Mr. Valencia had intended to undermine the integrity or to cheat or act with moral turpitude in any manner. That finding was not made, but he did break a rule that was intended to protect the integrity of the test, and so I fully support this order.
Yeah, well said. I totally agree. You know, this one's just kind of hard. I don't love taking this vote, and I know it's, you know, I see you're shaking your heads, but I do agree, and I think you said it well. I think OPIC said it well, and the executive director in their filing said it well. We have to safeguard the process and the integrity of the how the exam is administered and the rules that follow that. And I agree. I don't see anything in the record that that allows us to overturn the PFD. So I'll stop there.
Nothing to add. I'm in agreement.
I think we're ready for a motion then.
I can move that we adopt the ALJ's proposed order.
I second the motion.
The motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Ms. Smith, when you're ready, please call the next item.
Item number 2 is the consideration of the petition by TCCI Range Mead 2021 LLC and Hines Acquisitions LLC for the creation of Madera Municipal Utility District Number 1 of Denton County. The parties have been notified that the commissioners will not take oral argument but may ask questions, and those who have signed in will be noted for the record.
So, colleagues, I agree with the executive director and OPIC that the city of Justin is an affected person. The proposed MUD is entirely within the city's ETJ. There are fact issues that bear on the availability of comparable services from other systems, including alleged contractual obligations by the city. There are questions about the city's consent, so I would grant the hearing request.
I agree.
I have the motion. I move that we grant the hearing request of the City of Justin, refer the petition to SOA for a contested case hearing, and refer the matter to the Commission's Alternative Dispute Resolution Program to run concurrently with SOA's scheduling process.
A second.
The motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Ms. Smith, when you're ready, please call the next item.
Item number 3 is the consideration of the application by Onsite Concrete Solutions LLC for air quality standard permit for concrete batch plant registration number 171356. The parties have been notified that the commissioners will not take oral argument but may ask questions, and those who have signed in will be noted for the record.
So, colleagues, again, I'm in agreement with the executive director and OPIC that Ms. Jansky is not entitled to a hearing because her residence is more than 440 yards from the proposed plant, and that limit is imposed by Texas Clean Air Act, Section 382.058C. Separate from that question, I would ask the Office of Compliance and Enforcement to review Ms. Jansky's hearing request and treat it as a complaint and take any appropriate action. But I'm ready to move forward on this.
That sounds good. I'm in agreement.
Well said on the suggestion as to how our Office of Compliance and Enforcement might move on the allegation she made on a separate permit matter that we have. And I agree, her residence is outside of that very clear statutory distance.
I'll move that we deny the hearing request, that we issue registration number 171356 to On-Site Concrete Solutions LLC as recommended by the Executive Director, and adopt the Executive Director's response to comments.
I second the motion.
The motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Ms. Smith, when you're ready, please call the next item.
Item number 4 is the consideration for approval to publish and solicit public comment on 2 total maximum daily loads for indicator bacteria in Chocolate Bayou of the San Jacinto Brazos Coastal Basin. The Executive Director's staff is here to present this matter.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners, General Counsel, and Public Interest Counsel. For the record, I am Nicole Hall with the Water Quality Planning Division in the Office of Water. With me today are Wyatt Eason with the Total Maximum Daily Load Program and Aubrey Pawelka with the Environmental Law Division. Today, the Executive Director is requesting the release for public comment of 2 total maximum daily loads for indicator bacteria in Chocolate Bayou. The TMDLs cover 2 assessment units in 2 water bodies within Brazoria and Fort Bend counties. A stakeholder group was formed with balanced representation of all interested parties and was tasked with providing input on the TMDL document. The development of this document included an active public participation effort and balanced stakeholder group coordination by TCEQ and the Houston-Galveston Area Council. The success of this project is due to the collaborative effort of the individuals and organizations that put in the time to develop this document to improve water quality in their community. The Executive Director respectfully requests approval to publish the total maximum daily loads for public comment. Permission is also requested to make non-substantive and clerical corrections if needed before providing the documents for public notice. Thank you, and we are available to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, Ms. Hall. I have none. Colleagues, any questions?
No.
Ms. Smith, has anybody signed in to speak?
No one is signed in.
Mr. Arthur, good morning.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. For the record, I'm Garrett Arthur, TCEQ Public Interest Counsel. OPIC supports approval to publish and solicit public comment on 2 draft TMDL for indicator bacteria in Chocolate Bayou of the San Jacinto Brazos Coastal Basin and Brazoria and Fort Bend counties.
Thank you. Colleagues, I do too. I want to thank our staff, our stakeholders, and the Houston-Galveston Area Council for all the work that they put into this, and I think I'm ready to put this out for public comment.
Me too.
I just want to simply state what this represents and what a good success it is, but also point to the work that continues and just express my gratitude to the community stakeholders and groups represented in this effort. As I understand it, this will be able to inform future permit decisions for this watershed. Technical staff will be able to look to this plan to inform their future permitting changes to support them, but also there's an implementation plan coming with 2 other adjacent watersheds to really bring some of the same stakeholders in each of those. I appreciate the staff's work on this and all the external public work working with our agency to really try to answer some of these difficult questions and slowly but surely improving the water quality in our state. And I'll move that we approve the publication of and solicitation of public comment on 2 total maximum daily loads for indicator bacteria in Chocolate Bayou of the San Jacinto Brazos Coastal Basin and Brazoria and Fort Bend counties as recommended by the Executive Director.
I second.
The motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. Ms. Smith, please call the next item.
Item number 5 is the consideration for approval to publish and solicit public comment on 1, draft total maximum daily load for indicator bacteria in Cotton Bayou tidal. The executive director's staff is here to present.
Good morning again.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners, General Counsel, and Public Interest Counsel. For the record, I am Nicole Hall with the Water Quality Planning Division in the Office of Water. With me today are Wyatt Eason with the Total Maximum Daily Load Program and Aubrey Pawelka with the Environmental Law Division. Today, the Executive Director is requesting the release for public comment of 1 total maximum daily load for indicator bacteria in Cotton Bayou tidal. The TMDL covers 1 assessment unit and 1 water body within Chambers County. A stakeholder group was formed with balanced representation of all interested parties and was tasked with providing input on the TMDL document. The development of this document included an active public participation effort and balanced stakeholder group coordinated by TCEQ and the Houston-Galveston Area Council. The success of this project is due to the collaborative effort of the individuals and organizations that put in the time to develop this document to improve water quality in their community. The Executive Director respectfully requests approval to publish the total maximum daily load for public comment. Permission is also requested to make non-substantive and clerical corrections if needed before providing the document for public notice. Thank you, and we are available to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, Ms. Hall. I have none. Colleagues, any questions?
No.
I'll just point out that this is very similar to the previous item, only it's a different watershed, smaller footprint of people, far fewer domestic animals, but that one I just want to note and thank the Houston-Galveston Area Council's project page for this one. I was curious and happy to be able to find that we had a record of some of the individuals who participated in some of the meetings that led to the creation of this document. So slightly different piece of our state, but thanks again.
Ms. Smith, has anybody signed in to speak on this item?
No one is signed in.
Mr. Arthur?
OPIC supports approval to publish and solicit public comment on 1 draft TMDL for indicator bacteria in Cotton Bayou tidal of the Trinity River Basin in Chambers County.
Thank you. Again, thanks to our staff, to our stakeholders, to the Houston-Galveston Area Council. I am ready to publish this proposed TMDL.
Me too. I would move that we approve the publication of and solicitation of public comment on 1 total maximum daily load for indicator bacteria in Cotton Bayou tidal of the Trinity River Basin in Chambers County as recommended by the Executive Director.
I second the motion.
The motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Ms. Smith, when you're ready, please call the next item.
Item number 6 is the consideration of a resolution appointing 5 nominees and a president to serve on the Municipal Solid Waste Management and Resource Recovery Advisory Council. And the Executive Director's staff is here to present this item.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners, General Counsel, and Public Interest Counsel. My name is Anju Chalisi of the West Permits Division. With me today is Guy Henry from the Environmental Law Division. We are here requesting the appointment of 2 new nominees, reappointment of 3 current committee members, and nomination of a president to serve on the Municipal Solid Waste Management and Resource Recovery Advisory Council. This advisory council is composed of 18 members who review municipal solid waste management policies and make recommendations to the Executive Director and Commission. The request for nomination was published in Texas Register on June 16, 2023. We also announced the vacant positions through TCEQ's council website and social media. A total of 12 applications were received for 6 out of 8 vacant positions. Staff reviewed the application received to ensure the appointee meets statutory requirements for the selected position. In your materials, you have a listing of vacant position and biographical information of the recommended applicants. Thank you for your consideration of this matter, and we're available to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Chalise. Appreciate that. I have no questions. Colleagues, any questions? Ms. Smith, has anybody signed in to speak?
No one is signed in.
Mr. Arthur?
OPIC supports approval of the resolution as recommended by the ED.
Thank you. I want to thank all of the council members and nominees for their willingness to serve, and I'm ready to move forward with this proposed slate.
I will apologize in advance if I mispronounce any of the names, but I move that we appoint the following nominees to the Municipal Solid Waste Management and Resource Recovery Advisory Council. Ralph Gutierrez as an elected official from a municipality with a population between 25,000 and 100,000 to expire August 31, 2025. Jeffrey D. Mayfield as a representative from a public solid waste district or authority to expire August 31, 2029. Clifton Brock Lively as an official from a municipality or county solid waste agency to expire August 31, 2029. Scott Pasternak as a representative of the general public to expire August 31, 2029. David Dillard as an elected official from a county with any population size to expire August 31, 2029. And reappoint current advisory council member David Yank as advisory council president to expire August 31, 2025.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Ms. Smith, when you're ready, please call the next item. Or items, plural. We're on our enforcement docket already.
So yes, that does take us to our enforcement docket, which are items 7 through 22, and the executive director's staff is here to present these matters.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners, General Counsel, and Public Interest Counsel. For the record, my name is Michael Parrish of the Enforcement Division, and with me today is Gitanjali Yadav of the Litigation Division, representing the Executive Director. Pending before you are new business items 7 through 22. The total assessed administrative penalties are $425,517, with $40,540 deferred. $63,515 applied towards supplemental environmental projects, and $321,462 to general revenue. We respectfully request approval of these items and are available to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Parrish. I have none. Colleagues, any questions for staff?
No.
Seeing none. Ms. Smith, has anybody signed in to speak?
On item 8, we have an individual signed in who's available for questions, but nobody is asked to address the commission.
Okay. Mr. Arthur.
OPIC supports adoption of these enforcement orders as presented by ED staff.
Thank you. Colleagues, I agree with Mr. Arthur.
I agree, and I would move that we adopt items 7 through 22 as recommended by the executive director.
I second the motion.
The motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Ms. Smith, when you're ready, please call the next items.
Items 23 through 26 are our quadrennial rule reviews for chapters 3, 118, 292, and 336 of 30 Texas Administrative Code. The executive director's staff is here to present these matters.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners, General Counsel, and Public Interest Counsel. On behalf of the Executive Director, I am Gwen Rico with the General Law Division. Pending before you are items 23 through 26, the adopted rule reviews of 30 Texas Administrative Code Chapter 3, Definitions, Chapter 118, Control of Air Pollution Episode, Chapter 292, Special Requirements for Certain Districts and Authorities, and Chapter 336, Radioactive Substance Rules. As required by Texas Government Code Section 2001.039, Executive Director's staff conducted a rule review of these chapters to determine if the need for the rules within these chapters continued to exist.
The proposed notice of the review for Chapter 3, published in the February 24, 2023 issue of the Texas Register, and Chapters 118, 292, and 336, published in the May 19, 2023 issue of the Texas Register, with 30-day comment periods. No comments were received on these projects. Based on the review of these chapters, the Executive Director has determined that the reasons for the rules in Chapters 3, 118, 292, and 336 continue to exist. And changes to the rules identified as part of this review process will be addressed in a separate rulemaking action in accordance with the Texas Administrative Procedure Act. In conclusion, we respectfully recommend approval of the adoption of the rule reviews of Chapters 3, 118, 292, and 336. Additionally, staff requests authorization to make non-substantive revisions necessary to comply with Texas Register requirements. Thank you. The project managers and attorneys assigned to these chapters are here with us to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Rico. I have none. Colleagues, any questions? Ms. Smith, has anybody signed in to speak?
No.
Mr. Arthur?
OPIC agrees that the reasons for initially adopting the Chapter 3, 118, 292, and 336 rules continue to exist, and we support readoption of the rules in each chapter.
Colleagues, I do as well.
I move that we adopt the rule reviews and readopt the rules in 30 Texas Administrative Code, Chapters 3, 118, 292, and 336 without amendment, as recommended by the Executive Director.
I second.
The motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Ms. Smith, when you're ready, please call the next item.
Our next item is the public comment session. The Commission will receive comments from the public on matters within the jurisdiction of the TCEQ in accordance with Texas Water Code, Section 5.112, except that they will not hear information on pending permit matters or other contested cases, which are subject to the ex parte prohibition found in the Government Code. In the interest of time, speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each, with the total time for public comment limited to 1 hour. Please note that the Commission's discussion of subjects for which public notice has not been given are limited to statements of specific factual responses and recitation of existing policy. And we have one person signed in for public comment. I believe that she is virtual. We have Jenny Carter.
Ms. Carter, are you with us?
I am.
We hear you loud and clear. Welcome. We're glad you've joined us. When you're ready, go ahead and state your name for the record, and then we're happy to hear your comments.
Okay, I'm Jenny Carter.
And Ms. Carter, you can go ahead with your comments.
All right. Good morning. Like I said, I'm Jenny Carter. I own Sticker Stop Inspection Stations in Austin. I've got 3 locations in Travis and Williamson County, and have been in business for about 15 years. We're an inspection-only station, which means that we do vehicle inspections and nothing else. And I'm here today to ask you to please consider raising the fee for the vehicle emissions testing. Vehicle emissions testing was implemented in Travis and Williamson County in 2005, and the fee for the emissions has not been raised since then. As you know, the prices of everything else have increased like tenfold, and the inspection fee has stayed exactly the same. Not one fee increase in 18 years. The cost of running the business is at an all-time high. Starting hourly wages are the highest I've seen them since opening my stores, not to mention the skyrocketing property taxes in Travis and Williamson County. Even the cost of paper has gone up crazy. Before the law was that removed safety inspections that passed legislation this year, our store made $18.50 per inspection. With this new law, we are reduced down to $11.50 per inspection, but still required to maintain the same number of employees and the same cost to run the business properly. We're losing 37% of our income, and it will be close to impossible to keep our doors open long-term with this reduction in income. We've been very successful inspection station for the last 15 years, and when we've been able to provide a necessary service for our customers quickly and efficiently. But with this reduction in income, we are considering closing our doors before we are forced to. I say this because if I'm thinking about closing our doors after growing this business for 15 years, I know I'm not the only station thinking about closing. What does this mean for drivers in Travis and Williamson County? Well, it means they're going to have a very difficult time finding a place to perform emissions inspections. And when they do, the lines are going to be incredibly long. Also, please remember that in order to register vehicles in Travis and Williamson County, you must obtain a passing emissions inspection. This is going to become a huge burden to customers. Over the past several years in our area, we've already had stations stop offering inspections with the current fee. We were told at least 10 times a day. I went to 2 other stores before I found y'all. Nobody does this anymore. This is going to get much worse. So please raise the fee. It's been 18 years, y'all. It's time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Carter. Really appreciate you joining us and sharing your comments with us. I'll tell you, I am very sensitive to this issue, and you laid it out. You laid it out perfectly in terms of the effect on Texas drivers, the effect on local business people, and I can tell you that we are engaged in a fee study, which I think is about all I should say at this point. Colleagues, anything else? Okay. Ms. Smith, is anybody else signed in to speak?
No one else is signed in.
Okay, then I'll ask you to please call the next items.
Items 28 through 31 are for closed session. The commission will meet in closed session in room 4222, building F, at, shall we say, 10:15? Sure-ish. As permitted by the Open Meetings Act, including Texas Government Code Sections 551.071 and 551.074, to take up and consider matters pursuant to items 28 through 31 as posted and noticed.
The time is 10:03 a.m. We are in recess.
The commission met in room 4222, Building F, for closed session from 10:19 a.m. until 11:21 a.m. on item numbers 28, 29, and 31, as posted and noticed pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551074. No action was taken. This agenda stands adjourned, and the time is 11:35.